Okay, here with karrigan at Blast Rivals in the Media Day the day before the tournament starts. A few days since you guys came back from Melbourne. Obviously, a disappointing exit there. And from what I recall on Twitter, you said it's hard to see things clearly, after such an exit. Have you had a little bit more time to process?
Yeah, I think this all the year's been really rough, right? The way we lose to Gamer Legion is kind of unacceptable, right? When you talk about our team, you talk about experience, you talk about we have a higher average age under these pressure, under these moments. We have to close out 3-1, 3-1 against a team like Gamer Legion. It's not like there was insane shots during the game or stuff like that. I think we played tactical right, but just something collapsed. And that's why it's hard to see sometimes. I think it's been many times in my career, but this one's a little bit rougher just because I knew it's going to be tough, but I didn't expect the results we had now, that they will continue like this from day one we started.
So it sounds a bit like it's taken a bit of a mental toll, trying to find a solution, not being able to. How has that been kind of in terms of atmosphere inside the team and trying to stay positive, and trying to find those solutions?
Yeah, I think in the beginning, obviously, we all came in the same boat, trying to steer the boat to the right direction, right? But I think the past 2-3 events, we have been on the same idea how we want to play. We haven't changed too much. We haven't changed positions the last 2-3 events to kind of like make a consistent situation coming into the major, right? And I expect a little more results. But in the end, I don't like always to look at the results, but the outcome I've seen now is not good enough. It's huge disappointment. But we are working a lot. This like almost 3 events back to back without much practice, right? So staying positive is important, but when you see the games after the emotion after games right now are really hard to cope with. But that's part of being professional in any sport, right? So you have expectations and you don't meet them yourself. You don't meet the expectation from the fans or the organization. It's just about trying to stay humble, stay on the road and try to work quietly, and maybe at some point something clicks. And that's the moment we're waiting for right now.
You said you would keep working hard, to try to find that solution. I know it's only been a few days. I'm sure it's not been easy, to sit down and really think about what's the correct step moving forward. But do you have any idea what's the next thing that you might want to address, to be able to improve those results?
Yeah, I think we are end of season now, right? Results are never controllable. I can only control what I'm doing myself, how I dictate myself in the game, how I am as a leader in front of the team. And it's been tough on me, but I also know that the next 2-3 events, I need to try to be more relaxed and not feel the pressure from myself, from everywhere, right? Because we are maybe not expected to win, but we are expected to be in playoff. We are expected to somehow be a contender, and right now we're not that, right? So a step back in my own expectations. I always said we need time onto the major, and then people can go ham on us. And right now I understand that the major's around the corner. There is not many more chances. We are not going to change too much before the major, but mentality could be want to change. Maybe also if we start to get a little bit of momentum, 2 or 3 games in a row where we play really good, then maybe something clicks. And that's something I'm trying to push in the right direction. But we are a team of 5 people. I can only do so much from my side, and the guys can only do so much from their side. The only thing I'm praying a little bit to now is we need it to click in game chemistry-wise.
Mm-hmm. A lot of criticism has gone broky's way lately, over specific games, but also over the whole year. I think it's pretty clear that he's struggled to find the same form that he had last year. Do you think that's fair, or what do you think is happening there?
Yeah, no. I think first of all, last year everyone was after Frozen. Okay, he wasn't our best player in the big games, but he made us go to the finals. This year it's broky. Also been me this year. It's also been John this year. I think the only people who haven't been after is Frozen. And I think this is part of being a professional player. And we're doing everything we can to make everybody comfortable in the team. But in the end, it has to come within yourself to come through the slump. We all know how ropz felt last year. He wasn't feeling good. Now he's winning everything in vitality, right? So we all know with the players we have, it's inside them. But they have to bring out themselves as well. I think I'm doing everything I can as a leader to kind of like push everyone in the right direction. But in the end, it's out of my hands, and I can only be there to support my players, and I'm still there. But we need to step up, everyone in the team, because right now just the way we're losing is way worse than the results we have. Because results is just on piece of paper, but the way we're losing is unacceptable.
I think Rain said back at Melbourne that broky's felt a little on edge. Why do you think that is? Is it just down to kind of the struggles that you've gone through this whole year?
I'm not sure. Obviously, broky's broky. We have been working with him for a long time, me and Rain, right? We know how he is. There's moments where the pressure gets to you. There's moments where you're not feeling good in the game. We are doing what we can to help broky, and I think he has it inside him. Often as broky surprised us with an incredible high peak suddenly at the tournament. I remember last fall finals, I think he had 130 rating, and I felt kind of bad we didn't win when he played that good. Because we all know broky's peaks. If he hits that level on the server, everybody starts to be scared of him, and the game became so easy for us. But we can't rely on that. But obviously, his performance this year has been rough, but at the same time, the whole team has been rough. We are still working through, but hopefully we'll get a broky performance here, or I will be gladly welcoming at the major.
Do you think that's kind of what it's going to take for the team to maybe find some confidence again, for somebody to find that extra form, to push you through some of these games that you're losing in, as you say, kind of unacceptable way? How can things turn around at this point, especially with the short time that you have heading into this tournament?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We all feel like we play good as a team. We have good things. We're doing good stuff. The only things we have right now that's unacceptable is the crashes of like suddenly a really bad CTR, really bad T side, where nothing connects at all. And what can help getting out of these scenarios where it doesn't connect is a live game or a live map from a player. And yeah, to be honest, we haven't had those from many of our players where I'm like, where did that come from? That's normally how we did in FaZe. If it didn't really click in the game, somebody found some level of we haven't seen in the whole game and suddenly pops off. And that make you win on a bad day. Because right now, if you want to be the best team in the world, you have to win your games on B days. And that's what we did in FaZe Clan in group stage in 2022. Right now, our B game is non-existent. So if you're not playing all good and chemistry-wise and playing off each other good, we are playing really, really bad. And that's the disappointing part when you look at the names, that we can't somehow on a bad day manage to scrape a win of 13-10. Right now, we lose 13-11. And that's the worst part of being where we are right now, because we are doing good stuff, but consistency has been a main problem. In Melbourne, we win 13-1 against Freedom X. 4 hours later, we lose in 2-Gamer Legion really bad way. And that's like, that I don't understand. That is the most frustrating part of being a leader right now.
You mentioned ropz, of course, a long-time teammate. Incredible success for him heading into this year. Very reminiscent of the FaZe start of 2022, of course. Perhaps even more dominant than that, to be honest. I mean, they've kind of been destroying everybody apart from this last final, perhaps. Yeah, what are your thoughts on his success in grabbing that second Grand Slam?
Yeah, I knew. I mean, it was always tough to talk to Robin, right? When he went to Vitality, I knew they're going to be a good team. I know from inside what he brings to a team, what consistency he brings, and the way he is, right? And coming into Vitality, I knew he's going to be super motivated to prove everyone wrong that last year wasn't a good year for him. So see him succeed like this, I'm just super happy. I worked with the guy for almost 5 years. So see him succeed, I'm super happy. Obviously, it's a little bit painful that we are playing super bad and he's playing super good, because I really want to play them. Just to showcase how good we are as well. But of course, Vitality is dominating right now, and if you ask me, they are actually creating a era. I know that if they win the major, this is for sure one of the most dominant teams we've seen in a long time. So yeah, super happy for him, and I hope he will not continue, but he had a lot of success already. Let someone else have it now.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No worries.